Can you reset your body's fat memory? Does your body really remember being overweight and work to get back there? In this episode, we're digging into the science behind fat memory, weight regain, and whether your body's set point can ever be changed. Your fat cells don't just disappear when you lose weight. They shrink, but stay primed for a comeback. Today, we'll explore the set point theory and how your body seems to defend a certain weight like it's life or death. We'll also break down how fat cells act like they have a memory, reshaping your biology to regain weight faster. And finally, we'll ask the big question, can you push back? And we'll look at some tools that might help tip the balance in your favor. But before we get started, we have a thin thread mystery for you. See if you can guess what it is before the end of the episode. Some weight loss experiments can sound pretty far-fetched until the data rolls in. What if one of the most radical ideas in metabolic science doesn't involve exercise, medication, or even diet change, but something far more biological? Here's your first clue. In one trial, patients who received this unusual treatment saw improvements in insulin sensitivity and changes to their gut microbes without changing their habits. Think you can figure it out before the big reveal? We'll give you a few more hints along the way. Set point theory. Okay, now let's get into today's topic. What if your body has a built-in weight that it wants to return to, no matter how hard you try to change it? That's the premise behind set point theory, a long-standing idea in obesity science. In this segment, we'll look at how your brain hormones and fat cells team up to defend a certain weight, and why losing fat isn't just about effort, it's about overriding a system that doesn't want to budge. First, your body does have a defended weight range. The set point theory suggests that your brain treats fat like a survival resource, not a cosmetic issue. Part of the brain receives hormonal signals like leptin from fat cells and insulin from the pancreas that tell it how much energy is stored. When you lose weight, leptin drops, and the brain responds by boosting hunger and slowing metabolism. This homeostatic loop helps explain why dieters often regain lost weight. According to a review, this defensive response may stem from evolutionary pressures to avoid starvation. Second, your brain resists fat loss with neurohormonal feedback. When you lose weight, your body doesn't just adjust, it fights back. Hormones like ghrelin rise, ramping up hunger. Others like leptin drop, reducing feelings of fullness and lowering energy use. These hormonal shifts are sensed by the brain's weight regulation hub, which interprets them as a threat to survival. The result is powerful, coordinated effort to regain weight. And here's the kicker. According to a New England Journal of Medicine study, these changes can persist for at least a year, long after the diet ends. This creates a neurohormonal loop that tries to return you to your body's higher weight for quite a while after the weight is lost. So it's like you lose weight and your body calls a meeting about how to fix the mistake. Have you figured out the thin thread yet? Here's another clue. This treatment doesn't target your brain, your fat cells, or your hormones. Not directly. Instead, it works through something living inside you. Something that may be influencing your weight in ways we've only recently started to understand. Any guesses? So fat cells have a memory. Okay, now let's keep going. If you lose weight, are your fat cells gone for good? Not quite. This segment is all about cellular memory and why fat cells don't just disappear when the scale goes down. Instead, they shrink, but stay alive, primed to refill. In this part, we'll look at how your fat tissue adapts after weight loss and why it seems to remember your highest weight. Fat cell survival, cycling, and inflammatory signals are key pieces of the puzzle. First, fat cells shrink, but they don't go away. That's right. Fat cells don't vanish when you lose weight. They just shrink. According to a 2010 study by Arner and Spalding, adults retain nearly all their fat cells even after major weight loss. These cells stay active, sending hormonal signals like leptin that push the body to restore lost fat. Smaller fat cells also burn less energy and may trigger stronger hunger cues. In effect, your body remembers its heavier state and works behind the scenes to get back there. That's why fat memory isn't just an idea, it's biology, and it's one reason weight regain is so common. Second, fat tissue becomes more efficient at storing energy. After weight loss, your fat cells don't forget where they came from. A 2024 Nature study found that even after slowing down, fat tissue keeps gene patterns from its obese state, boosting fat storage and dialing down fat burning. Key thermogenic genes stay quiet, while fat uptake genes stay active. These aren't temporary changes. They're held in place by epigenetic memory. Translation: your body gets better at hoarding fat and worse at burning it, setting the stage for rebound weight gain. The slimmer you gets stuck fighting the biology of the heavier you, and biology doesn't blink. Still guessing on the thin thread? Here's another clue. Early studies suggest this approach can shift your metabolism, not by adding a drug, but by adding diversity. In one case, people's hunger hormones changed after the procedure. And the real surprise? Their metabolism seemed to follow suit. What do you think it is? Can you reset the system? Okay, now let's talk about where the science is going and whether we can truly try to reset the body's weight defenses. But here's the blunt truth. Most tools we have today don't quickly reset that set point. They help you hold the line against regain, but that's not the same as reprogramming the system. After weight loss, your body fights to restore fat through hormonal, neural, and microbial signals. And while that defense doesn't vanish overnight, it might soften with time. Long-term GLP-1 therapy is actually one of the interventions showing signs it can shift the defended weight downward. But even then, it's not guaranteed. Some people maintain lower weight post-drug, others don't. And in animal studies, set point adjustment appears to only happen after prolonged biological retraining. That means years, not weeks. So what do you do in the meantime? You fight smarter. The goal isn't to hack the system once, it's to keep pressure on the rebound loop long enough for your biology to adapt. That's where some of the following tools come in. Cold exposure. Cold temps activate brown fat, which burns calories to generate heat. This helps offset the metabolic slowdown after weight loss. Brown fat activity is linked to improved insulin sensitivity and higher resting energy burn. After weight loss, this kind of passive thermogenesis prevents fat regain without adding exercise. Try this out. Take a 5-minute cold shower in the morning, or turning your thermostat down to 65 degrees at night. Even walking outside with one less layer in cool weather counts. Capsinoids, non-spicy chili compounds, can help trigger thermogenesis without affecting appetite. Studies show that capsinoids mildly increase energy expenditure and fat burning, especially in people with lower metabolic rates. They work best when taken before meals as part of a daily routine. Try this. Look for a capsinoid supplement, often labeled as dihydrocapsiate, or eat sweet chili peppers like shishitos or banana peppers daily. They offer a similar effect without the heat. Another product is called Capsiate Gold. Gut protection post-weight loss. Your gut is in flux after losing weight. Disrupting it with NSAIDs, antibiotics, or processed foods can throw things off and trigger weight gain by shifting calorie extraction and fat storage higher, even if your calorie intake stays the same. Protecting microbial stability may help maintain a leaner metabolic profile. Try this. Avoid highly processed foods and unnecessary ibuprofen and other meds unless advised by a doctor. Obviously though, you should always take what you need or are prescribed. Time-restricted eating, or TRE. Eating in a set window helps regulate hunger hormones and improves fat burning. TRE aligns food intake with circadian rhythms, improving metabolic efficiency and reducing inflammation. It may also shift gut microbial composition toward fat-burning profiles. Try this. Eat breakfast at 9 a.m. and finish dinner by 6 p.m. Don't obsess over skipping meals. Just close the kitchen after dinner and skip the late-night snacks. Berberine. This plant compound encourages white fat to act more like brown fat and improves blood sugar control. Berberine has been shown to activate a cellular energy regulator that boosts fat burning and curbs fat storage. It may also help blunt the drop in metabolic rate that follows weight loss. Try this. Look for a 500 milligram sized bottle of berberine at your local pharmacy or supplement store. Take with meals, as this is commonly used to help with blood sugar. Or, if skeptical of supplements, try bitter melon or turmeric, which activate similar pathways. Summermatter cycle, or reverse dieting. When you undereat, your body adapts by slowing down. Gradually increasing calories can help stabilize metabolism. Changing too quickly can trigger fat regain before your metabolism has caught up. Reverse dieting aims to rebuild metabolic rate without triggering the body's refill response. Try this. After a diet, add only about 100 to 150 calories per day back each week, especially from protein or carbs, rather than jumping straight into maintenance or binge eating. NEAT. Non-exercise activity thermogenesis. Little movements burn more than you think, especially when your metabolism is in power save mode. Needs can vary by hundreds of calories per day between individuals and often drops after weight loss. Keeping it up helps fight the natural decline in calorie burn that dieting triggers. Try this. Set a timer to stand or pace for about 3 minutes out of every 30. Park at the far end of the lot. Fold laundry standing up. It all adds up. GLP-1 receptor agonists. Drugs like semaglutide can help reduce appetite and change brain signaling around body weight. GLP-1s also delay stomach emptying and may help recalibrate the body's defended weight set point over time. Long-term use appears to give the system time to rewire its fat regain reflex. Try this. Talk to your doctor about long-term use if you've lost weight using a GLP-1. Some evidence shows that continuing treatment reduces the odds of regain. Don't taper off too fast. Now, none of these flips a master switch, but used consistently and together, they may lower your biological resistance over time. The set point isn't a dial you can turn, but maybe it's a muscle you can retrain. Beyond these, more drastic options include bariatric surgery, fecal microbiota transplants, and liposuction. But we'll explore those more in a future episode. In a way, trying to reset your set point is kind of like arguing with a thermostat. It hears you, it just doesn't care. Scientists at the University of Gothenburg may have found a smarter way to trigger weight loss, without the nausea and muscle loss that come from drugs like Wegovy. In a new study, they found a tiny group of brain cells that control hunger and fat burning. When these cells were switched on in mice, the animals ate less and lost weight, just like they do on the drug. But without those cells, the drug stopped working. This could lead to treatments that skip the side effects and go straight to what works, flipping the body's natural fat loss switch. If this works in people, it could lead to a new kind of treatment that helps you burn fat without feeling sick. We'll keep you updated as this develops. And here's a meme we think you'll enjoy. Have an idea for a future meme? We'd love to hear from you in the comments. If we use your idea, we'll give you a shout out in the description. Alright, time for the big reveal. The mystery treatment? Poop transplants. Also known as fecal microbiota transplants, or FMT. They involve transferring gut bacteria from a healthy donor to someone whose system is out of balance. It sounds bizarre, but emerging research suggests this procedure might help regulate metabolism, lower insulin resistance, and possibly even support weight loss by changing the ecosystem inside you. Want to know more? We'll cover that in the next episode, so stay tuned. So weight memory is real. Your body's fat memory isn't just a metaphor. It's a biological system built to defend a previous weight. We explored how the set point theory explains weight regain, how fat cells adapt to make storage easier, and why hunger doesn't just go away after you diet. But we also looked ahead. From GLP-1s to thermogenesis to time-restricted eating, the science shows we may not be stuck forever. With the right tools, you can challenge your biology and maybe even reset it. Well, that's the show for today. If this kind of content interests you, hit that subscribe button because I'll be diving into the latest trends, drug updates, and expert insights every week. Have a topic you'd like covered? Let us know in the comments. And a quick reminder, I just break down the science. You should always talk to your doctor before making changes to your diet or medications. Thanks, and we'll see you next time.